everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be taking a trip to a destination that is literally unlike anywhere else on Earth. It's called Neon Tusk City. And get this, it's a casino for personal growth. I mean, just imagine a place where the lights are as blindingly bright as Vegas, the shows run all night long, and the energy is absolutely electric. But here's the kicker. The ultimate currency isn't money. It's your own personal development. What would it actually look like if an entire city was engineered from the ground up, specifically to help you become the best version of yourself? Well, the radical premise of our journey really boils down to this one idea. In Neon Tusk City, the house never wins. You do. Every single hotel, every restaurant, every game on this totally reimagined strip is owned and operated by a community known as the Change Herd. And they're this brilliant, maybe slightly eccentric group of characters who realized something pretty profound. They figured out that the traditional stakes of wealth and status, they usually just leave us feeling empty. So they built this entire metropolis because they believe things like creativity, leadership, and genuine self-knowledge are the only stakes truly worth playing for. And they actively want to help you win them. All right, let's dive into Section 1. Welcome to the city, a totally different kind of strip. Right off the bat, you're going to meet Fonty, who is basically the flagship character of the Change Herd. He's this enthusiastic host you'll usually find holding court right in the bustling lobby of the main Change Herd hotel and casino. With his arms wide open, he's inviting us to step into a city where your big takeaway isn't just some plastic casino chip or a faded ATM receipt. No, it's an entirely new way of seeing yourself and your leadership. Fonty is your starting point, and he is ready to challenge absolutely everything you thought you knew about taking risks. Now, as you look around the city, you might notice a very deliberate design choice. Neon Tusk City feels like it's anchored firmly in the year 2002. Why 2002, right? Well, because that was the absolute peak of the themed mega resort era. But crucially, it's right before the smartphone took over our lives. The creators realized that to get to genuine, inward-looking connection, you need an environment totally free from the constant pings and notifications that drive all our modern burnout. You know what I mean? True breakthroughs, like talking deeply at the tables or reflecting quietly by the fountains, they just can't happen when we're digitally distracted. You are here to look inward, not downward at a screen. Which brings us to Section 2, placing your ultimate bet. Let's talk about the core mechanic here. Okay, so let's walk through how this entire city actually operates. This is not just paperwork, guys. It is a profound personal commitment. Step 1. You walk up to the bet desk, you're handed a heavy card, and you're asked point blank what you're willing to wager on changing about your leadership, your team, or your creative life. Step 2, you physically write it down. You commit it to paper. Step 3, it gets sealed into a thick envelope and stamped with Fonty's official seal. And finally, Step 4, that envelope stays securely locked at the desk, just waiting for a private reveal at the very end of your trip. You're basically setting the intention for the whole shebang. Now, thinking about sitting quietly, hands clasped, deep in thought, it's incredibly hard, especially for high performers, to simply sit still with those kinds of massive, life-altering questions. But here, slowing down is completely required. The bet is non-negotiable. It really serves as the introspective, emotional anchor for your entire experience. You aren't gambling your retirement savings or your mortgage. You are taking a calculated, highly intentional risk on your own evolution. This quiet moment right at the start, it sets the stage for all the deep work ahead. Moving on to Section 3, choosing your window level. It's time to select how deep you want to go. So, the city actually operates on this brilliant window system to perfectly match your desired level of vulnerability. It's like a menu. You might want to start at the first window, which offers a curious, light engagement, kind of like just looking in from the outside. Next up is the open window, which asks for a willing, more conversational approach. Then, if you want to go deeper, there's clear glass, where the ready, diagnostic work truly begins. And finally, there's crystal view. This is the absolute highest level. It's highly transformative, it is intense, and it leaves absolutely nothing standing between you and the reality of what you really need to see about yourself. And the hotels across the city map directly onto these levels, which lets you totally curate your journey. Want easy entry and a few laughs? Check into a first window experience at Chuckle Circus or New York, New York. Looking for something a bit more conversational? Book an open window at the Morris Grand. Navigate the shifting narratives over at Treasure Island or explore Excalibur and the Tokyo. Now, if you're ready for the deeper diagnostic stuff, clear glass resorts like the Bellefontaine, Strategy Tower, and Savannah Bay are waiting for you. But if you want that unfiltered, transformative reality, you book a crystal view at the Fontician, the Pyramid of Vision, which by the way uses this relentless 7-level diagnostic tool, or the Window, a resort entirely devoted to the stark art of clarity. Let's talk about Charging Bull's Palace for a second because it is one of the most intense crystal view experiences you can get. This place is all about being a strict values guardian. Instead of the usual Roman statues, you're surrounded by these steadfast bronze bulls. And in their private poker room, there is literally one unchangeable rule. Your core values are your chips. You can only bet on things you actually fundamentally believe in. I mean, imagine sitting at that poker table right now. What are the core values you'd be willing to bet on when the pressure is truly on?
All right, Section 4. Casino Games Reimagined, using organizational psychology as currency.
This is where it gets really wild. Traditional gambling mechanics have been entirely rewritten using organizational psychology frameworks. Picture this. You pull a slot machine lever, the wheels spin, and instead of cherries or sevens, it lands on a tough reflection prompt that you have to sit with in total silence for 10 minutes. Or you sit down at a bustling card table, but instead of playing blackjack, you're suddenly engaged in highly structured stakeholder empathy conversations with complete strangers. The spin of the roulette wheel dictates which problem-solving framework you'll use to tackle a real-time professional dilemma. And the jackpot? Well, it's not cash. Actually, scratch that, it's way better than cash. It is a profound, hard-won breakthrough moment that the dealer actually recognizes and announces to the entire roaring casino floor. And that perfectly captures the spirit of this place. In Neon Tusk City, the house is actively rooting for you. Think about how completely backward that is from the real world. Every dealer, every single game, every subtle interaction is meticulously designed to help you hit that breakthrough jackpot. The entire infrastructure of the casino exists for one reason, to help you win that initial bet you placed in your sealed envelope. They genuinely want you to leave better than when you arrived.
Let's move to Section 5, Entertainment and Nightlife.
So the golden rule of the nightlife here is pretty amazing. Every show and party is quietly in service of the thing you wrote down. Whether you're letting loose at the Sunday afternoon resilient pool party or you're hitting the high-energy dance floor at Studio 5D, these spaces are designed to just loosen the night's grip. Because when you stop actively trying so hard to solve your professional problems, your subconscious takes over. The music, the lights, the energy, they all work together to help you process the day's frameworks, and honestly, they yield these unexpected, massive breakthrough insights while you're just out having fun.
And the entertainment lineup? Yeah, it completely ditches your standard magic acts and showgirls. Instead, you might grab front row seats for Fonty, the talk show, which is this brilliant late-night deep dive into leadership philosophy. Or maybe you hit up Duck Duck Growth, which is 20 hilarious minutes of stand-up comedy that absolutely skews the absurdity of corporate synergies and buzzwords. Or if you want something super interactive, you can join Stand Firm. It's an immersive theater experience where the actors actually put you on the spot and you have to defend your core values under intense pressure.
Even the food is meticulously designed with a purpose. Over at Jolly Pizza, the signature slice is the Fonty, and obviously it is loaded with pineapple to reflect his sweet but kinda polarizing nature. If you manage to snag a reservation at the Bronze Steakhouse, you'll notice the menu literally never changes. It's a delicious culinary reminder that core values are non-negotiable. Down at Tuscany, meals unfold at their own deliberate, unhurried pace, basically forcing you to practice patience. And at the 4-Hour Steakhouse, the entire menu is inspired by personality testing. Every single bite is an extension of the Change Herd's philosophy of self-discovery.
The welcoming vibe of this place really says it all. Neon Tusk City deeply rewards the observant visitor who is willing to look just a little bit closer. The whole environment is constantly revealing hidden details and patterns. For example, if you wander into the Treasure Island Hotel, you'll eventually realize the lobby map isn't a pirate map at all. It's actually a complex systems map designed to shift your perspective. It's a beautiful way of proving that if you look at the world carefully enough, the invisible systems driving our behavior and our businesses suddenly become vibrantly clear.
And finally, Section 6, the house never wins. We're heading back to the bet desk. So, your trip comes to an end. You arrive back at the bustling lobby of the flagship hotel, but everything feels different now. The bet is the whole game. You step up to the desk for a quiet, totally unrecorded ceremony. No flashing lights here, no audience cheering. The concierge simply hands back your heavy, sealed envelope. You break the seal, you pull out the card, read those words you wrote days ago, and you ask yourself the ultimate question. Did you show up for yourself? What happens here stays here. Or, much more importantly, it goes home with you to change your real life.
After seeing how this incredible city uses the mechanics of a casino to literally force personal evolution, I have to break the fourth wall and ask you directly. What is the one thing you are willing to wager on changing? Really think about it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.